Hey, Sagittarius, intuitive soul coach here with your June 2023 bonus reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are interested in a personal reading or entering into the free monthly reading giveaway, you can find both of those links in the description box below. All right, Sagittarius, how are you doing? We've recently had that full watermelon moon in your sign, Sagittarius, on the 3rd or 4th of June, depending on your location. And this moon may have ushered in a new sense of optimism, adventure, travel, and momentum. So those things that you've been putting on hold, or that trip you've wanted to book, or maybe some sort of spontaneous act, may be taking place for you in the month of June, because that travel bug or that adventure bug may be sparked within your ear, and it's something you're excited about this month. If you've wanted to tackle maybe a home remodeling project, if you've wanted to go on that kayaking trip, or book that plane ticket, I feel like this is the month to do so. It's interesting to note as well, I'm getting this phrase and it's not leaving. At first I thought I wasn't quite sure, but I feel like I know what it means now. They're giving me water off an elephant's back. Water off an elephant's back. And so what I'm hearing here is that some of you may have taken things very, very personally in the past, Sagittarius. It may have been hurtful words, maybe even criticism, judgments, but I feel like you have grown, you've matured, and you've learned to not take these things personally and to not hold yourself accountable for someone else's actions, words, or whatever it may be. So water off an elephant's back, you're letting it kind of just slide off you. So that may be something that you've not just mastered, but something that you've worked through in this lifetime. Now we have detoxify. This is your middle card. Now full moons are about releasing and letting go. Now even though that's not an elephant here, I do feel like you're standing in your power, Sagittarius. And so things that may have come at you and you may have taken it personally, I feel like you're saying to yourself, not my circus, not my monkeys, right? In this case, let the water go off the elephant's back, and I'm going to be real with who I am. And if they don't like it, then that's their problem, not mine. That's kind of what I'm getting here. So some of you may have been dealing with a person or a situation that they weren't accepting possibly of the real you, right? Or this is about you being honest, authentic, genuine. I am getting a 7 of Swords energy, so we'll clarify what this means for you as well, what each of these moon cards are. But I am getting that someone may have betrayed you. It may have been a family member. There could have been difficult conversations to have, which it's fine to have constructive criticism, right? But I do feel here for you, Sagittarius, that someone may have just been very judgmental, very harsh of something that you've done in your life, or a lifestyle change, because they didn't agree with it. So I am getting a little bit of diversity here, opposing views, and just not agreeing. So you may agree to disagree this month, and you may say, I'm not going to let that bother me like it has in the past. Now, on a side note, I do feel like a lot of you are doing something quite fun, quite spontaneous and adventurous, as mentioned. So Sagittarius, this is about you being the real, authentic you that you are, and attracting other like-minded individuals who share maybe your same interests, who share your same vibe and your same energy. They want to support you, uplift you, have fun, bring magic and joy to the mix here. And I also sense that some of you, if you're looking for a partner, or if you're looking for someone to help you out in any way, let's say you're looking for a contractor to help maybe remodel a part of your home, or there could be something with vehicle, because they're showing me like Uber or some sort of transportation. It could be a family member or a friend that you're asking for a ride or to carpool. I feel like you're finding the right people to help you out in the month of June. So it's almost like a leg up type of energy here. So what else do we have? We have Libra, Aquarius. We have Taurus, Sagittarius. We have Scorpio and Pisces. And we also have Gemini. Now we do have that new moon in Gemini on the 18th. So let's see what that has in store for you. You have think it through here. So as we build momentum from that full moon again to the new moon on the 18th in the sign of Gemini, you're going to be contemplating a lot in your world, right? You may be contemplating something as minor, but yet it can be big, right? Should I paint the kitchen walls blue or sage green, right? You may be contemplating, should I host this party or should we go elsewhere for maybe a celebration? So there are some decisions here. Should I go to this place or that place? Stay in this Airbnb or that one? So there is a little bit of weighing the pros and cons this month for you, but I sense that you're getting out of your comfort zone. So let's say you typically enjoy the color blue and you may say, I really want to put blue on my walls, but I'm ready to spice things up. I'm ready for a change. Let's go with that sage green. So I feel like that's going to be your energy for the month of June. Now, regarding career, if some of you are wanting to take a leap, right? Maybe you want to take a leap, but it's been a little bit scary in your career because you want to stay in your comfort zone. You want to stay in that blue energy, right? A lot of you are doing something new or doing something different. And so it may feel at times like you are tipping the scales because you do have this Libran energy about finding balance. I feel like you may tip the scales for a bit, but you'll be able to find balance in a new, exciting way for you. I also sense if you've been lonely, if you've been feeling isolated, or again, if you've been kind of walking this path on your own, there's some sort of companionship or help coming in for you in the month of June. So I like this. Perhaps some of you are in a partnership where it's felt off balance. I'm getting here reciprocity. So it wouldn't surprise me to see maybe the Six of Pentacles in your reading, a little bit of give and take. I am getting Six of Cups as well. So some of you could be taking a walk down memory lane. Now this could be rehashing some old stories, sitting around a bonfire, talking about someone who's crossed over. It could be that you're reminiscing, you're going through some photo albums, or maybe you have a social media post. You know how they have, flashback 3 years ago or 6 years ago on this date. There may be something that comes in and triggers some of those emotions, because I am getting here a little bit of emotions for you. Let's see. We do have Pisces energy here. We have Scorpio. Yeah. So here's your emotion here. We have release your blocks and attune to the divine. So remembering the good things, right? I don't necessarily believe in regrets. I believe that everything is an opportunity for growth. And whether we feel like we've made the wrong decision, then we have usually opportunities to do something differently the next time around. And I believe that's why we have that free will. There are some blocks here on an emotional level, Sagittarius, that you may be working on releasing because you have this Scorpio energy. And I do feel with this Scorpio energy, some of you are carrying some emotional burdens, but now it's time for you to attune to the divine. It's time for you to go inward. A lot of you are finally ready to release. As I mentioned, water off an elephant's back, right? You're ready to release some of those things. And now you're not taking it as personally. There's a wonderful book that I always recommend as well, The Four Agreements. I believe it's Don something is the author. Four Agreements is what you need to know if you're curious, but it's a wonderful book. And one of the four agreements is never take anything personally, because a lot of the times it's through someone else's perception or perspective on what's going on in their mind that they may project onto you, and it may have nothing to do with you. Another thing I like to say is what other people think of you is none of your business, right? We don't need to get caught up in that drama. So some of you are releasing some of those blocks. For others of you, there may have been some major trauma, loss, grief, disappointment that you've built up in your energetic center. And I feel like this is the month that you're feeling liberated. You're feeling more free than you have in quite some time. And some of you, it's because you've been maybe doing the shadow work. You've possibly been meditating more. I'm getting here past life regression. Some of you have looked into family or marriage therapy, counseling, holistic counseling and healing, shamanism. You may have been taking that walk down the spiritual path or the healing path for quite some time, but you're finally feeling like you've gotten somewhere here. So this is great. Now we have detoxify, Taurus energy. Full moons can be about releasing. This is smack center in the middle of your reading here. So whenever I get the detoxify card, it reminds me of the devil, right? It can be addictions, it can be obsessions, fears, manipulations, codependency, laziness, materialism, whatever holds us back from attuning to the divine, right? Which you have here. So I do sense that you are cutting the ties, cutting the cords of whatever this devil energy is, freeing yourself and reclaiming your power. So again, it may be that extra momentum that you've needed. Maybe you felt a little bit stagnant. Maybe some of you chose to maybe scroll social media instead of cleaning that spare bedroom, or instead of painting that kitchen wall, right? So some of you are switching your mentality, your perception. So it wouldn't surprise me as well to see the Hanged Man showing up in your reading as well, because there is a perspective shift here happening, and it's going to alter your world, because that perceptive shift comes from the inside out. And when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. And you do have more momentum this month. This is your energy, Sagittarius, practicing gratitude. One thing I constantly say, Sag, is I'm grateful, I'm thankful, I'm blessed, right? So when we keep this energy of gratitude, I've met people who they cannot think of one thing that they're grateful for. And so I have them dig further, keep digging and digging, because when we look all around us, there's always something to be grateful for, right? So if we can start this practice, if we can build a new habit, and this is one of the best habits that you could ever create for yourself, is practicing gratitude each and every day. I do this thing each night at the dinner table, where I do the peak of the day, the pit of the day, and 3 things that we are grateful for. And it gets the family talking around the table. The peak is the highlight. The pit is the lower point of the day, because it's important as well not to just chalk off anything that may have upset you or hurt you or been challenging or difficult. It's important to acknowledge that as well, maybe even share it with others, and then to work through maybe why that was a challenge. But then the highlight, right? There's always good, there's always bad. So there's that balance. And then 3 things that you are grateful for. It can absolutely shift up the energy. If you do this with your family, it can get them talking. It can get them out of their comfort zone as well. And it can be a really good habit that you partake in. So practicing gratitude this month. Let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, we're going to dive in and clarify what this may mean for you as well. Let's take a look at this be real. Be real. I am sensing that a lot of you may have felt like relationships, family dynamics, careers, anything in your world may have started to fall to the wayside, just like that water off an elephant's back, right? It may have started to kind of fall off you if people weren't being real, if people were masking, if they were faking. If there wasn't something that was genuine or honest, I feel like you either called someone out for it, or someone may have taught you a very valuable lesson when it comes to being real with yourself. Page of Wands showing up here. So this Page of Wands is an opportunity for growth, an opportunity for maturity. I do feel for some of you, there was a real conversation that you've had to have, or maybe this is something that is important for you to have coming into the future here with this Page of Wands. It is about staying open, staying curious, not letting the ego get in the way, and having some sort of conversation with another person, or even with yourself, about what it is that you truly seek and desire. Now, this may pertain to career. This may pertain to your creativities, your passions, your spiritual forces, your projects, right? This is about you getting honest and real. What makes me happy? What brings my soul joy? What is part of my life purpose that I can take the next step towards? So being real with yourself is what you are being called to do at this time, Sag. And I'm getting real, honest, genuine conversations with others as well. That's going to really put you in a powerful position in the month of June to make some of those choices from here on out that you're going to feel good about. You're going to feel like you've made the choice that was in your highest good, instead of going back and second guessing or feeling that regret that we talked about in the beginning. All right. So let's take a look and clarify this balance, this Libran energy. There's that Six of Pentacles. Beautiful. And I think we talked about the Six of Pentacles while we were talking about the balance. So this is a wonderful clarifier because this is all about reciprocity, right? Equal give and take. So again, it's confirming here that if there was something that felt off kilter, one-sided, or if it felt like you were putting in all the efforts into a relationship or into a project, but you weren't getting anything in return, this is saying that your hard work is going to pay off. You're going to start to find more balance in those areas of your life, and there's going to be equal give and take, right? There's going to be a generosity. There could even be an unexpected resource showing up for you in the form of help, which we've talked about. This could be in the form of a grant, a loan, financial aid, some sort of abundance that's coming your way to help you out here, because some of you may have been struggling physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally in any area of your world, but I'm getting here that there's going to be a helping hand. And this is beautiful because there's two hands here. There are, six pentacles, but they're exchanging, right? There's that equal exchange. So I love to see this showing up in your reading. All right, Sagittarius, let's take a look at this detoxifying card here with this Taurus energy. So what are we detoxing from? I mean, some of you, it could actually be a Taurus. For others of you, it's those devil traits and characteristics, or whatever that archetype of the devil is for you. Let's take a look. They wanted two, so let's see what this is for you. Page of Cups. We also have Eight of Wands. Okay, so it could be some sort of delay. Yeah, some of you, there could have been a rut that you got into at times with the Eight of Wands, because I am getting delay. And typically the Eight of Wands is speed and action and movement, relocation, travel, right? It can be about receiving messages. However, they kind of show up a little bit in reverse. And I read intuitively, but I am getting a prolong. So someone has put off the inevitable is what I'm getting here basically. And it may have to do with love. Page of Cups here. For others of you, this is about an emotional situation where you may have been hurt easily. It could have been due to emotional immaturity. It could have been that you missed the signs, right? Some of you may have missed the signs or someone else did. But there is something that was put off here. Whether it was a love for your home space again, and you put off painting the kitchen. Maybe it was that conversation that you wanted to have with someone that you just didn't feel like you had the opportunity, or you weren't ready in the heart space to do so. For others of you, it has to do with children. It could be your own children. It could be that some of you even have children living with you. I'm getting that maybe adult children as well. Could be under 18, but if you have adult children with you and they're taking advantage, and what I mean by that is maybe you haven't necessarily set healthy boundaries that you would have liked to. So that could be something you're going back on and saying, well, I wish I would have made a different choice. You still can. You still can. So that's something that's important for you to understand. There's healthy boundaries required and needed. Now, whatever this is that has been put off, you can't avoid the inevitable, right? If this is part of your soul's purpose, if this has to do with career and you've been wanting to take that trip, but maybe you just felt like you couldn't find the time, maybe you weren't in a position financially to do so, I feel like this is the month that you are eradicating whatever that was that held you back, whatever you weren't able to emotionally head towards. This is the month for you to do so. Powerful. All right, let's take a look at these blocks. What's going on with these scorpionic blocks and how can we help you release? What do we have right away here? Oh, I love it. Nine of Wands. Now, Nine of Wands, I was picking up on the Seven of Wands earlier, but the Nine of Wands is you staying determined to keep on going, right? Nine of Wands can also be boundaries, which we just talked about. If you look at that woman, she's on the other side of the fence. However, the fence, it doesn't look the strongest here, but she has that determination to do what she has to do to keep on going. You're not going to give up. You're a warrior, Sagittarius. You'll find the spiritual strength, the persistence, the discipline. You're almost there, right? You have it. You see it here in your reading. You're getting rid of whatever toxicity or toxic traits or habits or that archetype. You're eliminating that so you can make the plunge forward, right? And release those blocks, push through those blocks, or use them to set up a healthier boundary than maybe you've had before. Okay, Nine of Wands. Let's see what else we need to know. Let's take a look at what is it that you need to think through around this Gemini new moon. You got some thinking going on. I do feel it may have to do with that Cups energy and putting off the inevitable here. So you're thinking maybe how to plan. Two of Wands energy. You may be contemplating how to connect, how to reach out, how to move forward. So we could see a Knight here as well. Let's take a look. Five of Wands, King of Swords, and Judgment. How to have a second chance, how to have this new beginning, right? How to change your life for the better, because it's been a struggle at times. Five of Wands, it's better than the Five of Swords. However, it's still about those opposing views that we talked about. It could be rivalry, criticism, competitiveness, needing to work together, because everybody is going to have different views. The market may feel like it's always saturated. There's always going to be, that competitive nature at some point or another. And this is saying that no matter what, it's important for you to get up and try again, right? As I always say, fall down 5 times, get up 6. You are a warrior. You are going to succeed. So don't give up before it gets good, right? Because it's about to get good here. King of Swords can be very routine. And what I'm hearing here is it's important to shake up those habits, those patterns. He can be very structured, very military, right? Making the bed each morning, doing this, eating breakfast at 8:05, right? Getting on a train at 8:37 each morning. So he can be one of those people that live by the book, right? I feel like that's okay if you have some wonderful structured routines that are benefiting you, but I'm getting it's important to shake things up. Now, the beautiful thing about the King of Swords, he's logical, he's analytical, he's not interested in games or fantasy. He's going to share his knowledge and his intelligence and his wisdom with you, right? He may not agree, he may agree to disagree, but I do feel like you're going to start to do things in a different way with this King of Swords here as well. Some of you may be dealing with a Gemini. I mean, this is Gemini energy that we're clarifying as well, but I do feel like it's just portraying to the energy around the new moon. The new moon brings in a second chance. You have Judgment here, a judgment to no longer put off the inevitable. Maybe that inevitable is you heading towards a new career, something within a relationship. It could be some health goals, going in for that checkup, because again, you have helpful, supportive people around you. You'll be able to find balance, but it is important to stretch outside the box, do something differently. If you have avoided change for whatever reason, that change is coming in, whether you want it or not, because that's the only constant that's always changing, right? This is a time to no longer judge oneself. Heal the wounds from the past, right? Water off an elephant's back. You can no longer ignore whatever this calling is for you. There may be forgiveness required, right? There is redemption. There is an awakening. You've been evaluating a situation in your world. Now it's time to heed the call, right? Now that second chance is available to you. Beautiful. I'm loving this, Sagittarius. So whatever you've got going on here, it's going to be powerful. It really will be. Now let's get a message from the crystal spirits and see which crystal, gemstone, fossil, or mineral you can work with in the month of June to help you towards your highest good. What do we have here for Sagittarius, please? Okay, they're giving me the name here, Zachariah, or Zach. It could be a last name, a place, a person's name. Please take it as it resonates. All right, we have malachite. I love malachite. It's all about the heart chakra here. It's a very powerful heart stone. For those of you that have struggled with something blocking that heart chakra, this can be a very powerful stone to help you release. This can bring clarity to the mind as well as the emotions. The right use of intellect, which we have that King of Swords, who's very intellectual. This is integrating thoughts and intuition. So not just using that logical, brilliant mind of yours, but to use that wonderful intuitive guidance that we all have access to. Overthinking can make you feel like you are starting to lose it. But Malachite spirit has appeared to let you know that there is a difference between unproductive ruminating and taking the time to apply logic that can help you make sense of what you know. Reasoning with clarity means the right use of your intellect as you consider all the evidence. Yeah, there's that Gemini energy of thinking it through, considering the evidence that you have encountered. This includes evidence produced by opening yourself to messages from the universe through your first sense, intuition. Your reasoning powers are at their peak right now, so let go of any old beliefs that would make you doubt Malachite Spirit's message, which is to trust that you are smart enough to sort through all the information before you. Beautiful. So when it does come to relationships, are you trying to justify knowing what you know? Malachite is here to tell you that you are both smart and wise. When you consider that, what is currently happening with your relationships, right thinking is married to your inner wisdom, which is guided and provided by the universe. Trust that you have the ability to balance, hello Libran energy that you have here, to balance the incoming messages from your rational self and the part of you that just knows. Honor those emotions, be guided, and your intellect will also help you make decisions, for your emotions right now may be an echo of the past, out of proportion with what is happening today. Meditate, and it'll be easier to see the evidence and use valid reasoning and intuition to weigh in. I like this for you. So I feel like you are going to receive a very important message. Have you given your power away when it comes to building wealth, fearing that you can't be trusted to figure out finances? Do you feel unworthy, Sagittarius, of abundance because you fear you will squander it? Too often, old stories rooted in scarcity thinking shape our attitudes towards prosperity. You are reminded now that you have what it takes to intellectually make sense of your financial situation and grow that wealth that you want for yourself. The universe will send you signs that you are on the right track. So free yourself. Hello, toxicity, right? Free yourself from the old fears and begin trusting yourself. Malachite is an absolutely beautiful stone, and it can help integrate our personal power, hearts, and intellect simultaneously. So it can help bring that balance to the heart and the mind. So for those of you that are overthinkers, or you let the heart get in the way, or the emotions, I should say, some emotions overrule decisions, Malachite can really help you find that balance and bring clarity to the table. So I hope this resonates with you, Sagittarius. A lot of positive changes. I love the judgment showing up here in your reading as well. And we were tuning into that earlier because I feel like you have this second chance here to heed the call. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this resonates and helps. If so, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It certainly helps get the divine channel messages out there to those that need it most. If you are vibing with the energy of this channel, please feel free to hit that subscribe and bell button. Thank you so much for being here. Lots of love.